majority of the content on my channel has been very negative towards Attack on Titan, and while the negativity is mostly based on logic and reasoning, it started to consume my channel and my message. Even knowing this, I can't promise that the negative criticisms that I have for the story will stop anytime soon. However, instead of having to sugarcoat my messages or tone down on my criticism, I would rather also discuss positive things about the story. The things that made the story what it is, and how it became so impactful to me, myself personally. And what better way to start that than discussing the moment that I fell in love with Attack on Titan. The year was 2014. Yes, 2014. I didn't start watching Attack on Titan until 2014. Naruto had just ended, and up until that point, I had been a relatively decent fan of anime, starting with Dragon Ball Z and working my way up to more obscure anime like Cowboy Bebop. While I had many anime that I loved a lot growing up, no other really connected with me like Naruto did. I really loved the way that Naruto's story at first was one of dedication and hard work. The weaker side characters would often easily body the main characters to prove this point time and time again, unlike Dragon Ball Z where the side characters were pretty much just useless. Even some of the villains who were built up throughout the story would have trouble with some of the side characters in Naruto. These moments really helped cement the fact that Naruto was a story about anyone who was willing to work hard, not just about some chosen one or an alien with supernatural powers. What also made Naruto special to me was the internal conflicts between Naruto and his ideologies versus that of the story's many villains. These clashes of ideals may have been simple, but they were handled excellently for the most part, and really illustrated how someone can have an entirely different outlook on life based on what they have been through and also who they were raised by. The parallel between Naruto and Gaara specifically capitalized on this idea, as Gaara was essentially the same as Naruto. However, he had chosen a much darker path. This intimidated Naruto, someone who was almost never able to be intimidated up until that point of the story. Not because of Gaara's power, but because Naruto knew that he could have just as easily ended up just like Gaara. It's moments like this that are very well done, and I think Kishimoto does not receive enough credit for his writing sometimes. The problem that I had with Naruto was, as the story, the characters, and myself got older, the messages and themes started to become more and more diluted and immature. Now, don't get me wrong, there were still great moments towards the latter half of the story, like Sasuke killing Itachi and finding out his secret, or Naruto defeating Pain, the man who killed his master. But unfortunately, these moments were overshadowed by the over-the-top action and ridiculous power scaling. Also, the melodramatic love triangle between the main trio and the main characters taking a back seat to the story really started to make it feel like the story had kind of lost its original stride. The ending of Naruto cemented this, as the story essentially forgives Sasuke for all of the atrocities he had committed and granted him with a relatively happy life. This was deeply disappointing to me. I understood that Sasuke was a fan favorite and so Kishimoto couldn't kill him off, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like Sasuke hadn't earned his ending, and the idea of friendship, which was prevalent in Naruto, became the reason why. I just found that corny. Your friends are important, yes, but I believe the message of Naruto should have ended with your duty and your responsibility always being more important than your friends. Having Naruto kill or banish Sasuke would have sent that message home. Instead, the story sends the opposite message. Your friends are more important than duty and responsibility. Your friends are more important than anything, and if you believe in them, they'll always pull through. That's the message that Naruto left me, and while it's not a terrible message admittedly, it's just not a message that I myself would personally agree with. Now, after this ending, I had become bitter towards anime. I had invested a very large portion of my life following and reading Naruto, only to be left with a sour taste in my mouth by the story's conclusion. The last thing I wanted to do was jump into another long-running anime series that would only disappoint me after years and years of following it. My friends were aware of my disappointment in Naruto and shared many of my same gripes with the ending. They recommended I watch Attack on Titan, to which I immediately refused. I didn't want to get involved with another decade-long series. They tricked me and told me that there was only one season, so I watched the first episode with them and was instantly hooked. The animation, the music, the voice acting, yes, the dub voice acting, I love it, sue me. And most importantly, the story was just so well done. No other anime hit me like this one had before. There was no corny stuff, no overdrawn out comedy, and no fillers, just straight to the point storytelling, with every character making seemingly sound and logical decisions. So for the first 20 episodes, I was deeply enjoying my experience with the story. But it wasn't until episode 21 arrived to where I truly started to see what this series was.
The choice is yours. You can trust yourself, or you can trust the people willing to put their lives on the line for you.
I'm with you!
In episode 21, the female Titan had arrived and was chasing down Eren while killing hundreds of soldiers who tried to defend him. Eren decides that it would be best if he transformed into a Titan and helped, but Levi's squad tells him not to. He is not allowed to transform until he's given permission. However, logically speaking, they could not stop Eren from transforming even if they wanted to. So, in the end, it's up to Eren to decide if he will or if he won't. Just before deciding to transform, Levi, who had been shown up to this point in the series to be also very powerful in his own right, tells Eren that the decision is his to make. Levi himself doesn't know the right answer, trusting in yourself or your friends. But he knows that you have to choose and then live with that choice afterwards. In Naruto and almost every other shonen anime I had ever seen, the answer to this question would always be trusting your friends. So, as expected from an anime, Eren decides not to transform. This appears to work at first, as the female Titan is temporarily captured. However, she escapes and continues to give chase to Eren and the Levi squad, killing one of the Levi squad members in the process. Eren is again presented with the same choices as before: trust in the remaining Levi squad, his friends, or trust in himself. He again decides to trust in his friends, and again this works temporarily, as the Levi squad's teamwork and trust in each other allows them to get the upper hand on the female Titan. This causes Eren and the audience to gain confidence in the Levi squad, as well as Eren's decision. Maybe trusting in your friends is always the right answer after all. But then, Eren has a flashback to what Levi had said to him a short while ago. And in this moment, he looks back to see that the Levi squad was actually getting defeated by the female Titan. As he rushes to help them, they die one by one by the female Titan's hand. And Eren takes a moment to realize that his choice was the wrong choice. The Levi squad, his friends who trusted and believed in him, died. Not only because of the female Titan, but also because of his choice. Had any other protagonist in any other anime made this same choice, it would have been deemed as the right one by the story. But in Attack on Titan, the choice that Eren made is proven in this moment to be definitively wrong. This is the moment where I discovered that Attack on Titan was not going to be like other anime. This is the moment that I learned that this story was trying to be as realistic and brutal as possible. This is the moment where every last preconceived notion that I had towards this anime, based on my understanding of anime up until that point in my life, had completely evaporated. This is the moment that I fell in love with Attack on Titan.